India has done something no other country has done this year. It rejected America's offer of the 5th gen fighter jet F-35. It has also reportedly rejected Russia's Su-57E offer. Two superpowers, two of the most advanced stealth fighters on the planet, both turned down within days of each other. At first glance, this looks risky. China already flies a 5th gen fleet and is close to getting a 6th gen fighter jet soon. Neighbors like Pakistan and Bangladesh are also queuing up in Beijing to get its stealth jets. And India still has no operational 5th generation fighter. The homegrown AMCA is still years away from hitting the runway. So why is India saying no to Washington and Moscow at the same time? Is India betting everything on strategic autonomy, or did the failure of the Indo-Russian FGFA program the real reason behind this call? Let's break this down. To understand why, one needs to go back to 2018. India and Russia had a joint program called the FGFA, meant to produce an Indian version of the Su-57. India signed on in 2007, expecting a 50-50 design partnership. That is not what it got though. India ended up with roughly 15% of the actual work share, while paying half the development cost. The Indian Air Force tested an early prototype and asked for around 43 changes, mainly around stealth shortfalls and weak onboard radar. Russia also refused to hand over the source code, the core software that lets the country upgrade and maintain its own jets without going back to the manufacturer every time. And the price tag for finishing the program was estimated near $25 billion for just over 100 aircraft. India walked out in 2018 after already spending close to $300 million just on the preliminary design phase. That decision has clearly not been reversed by Russia's new charm offensive. Russia had returned with a much more attractive proposal. It reportedly offered local production, technology transfer, and integration with India's defense industry. On paper, it looked generous, but India's strategic priorities had changed. Buying the Su-57E, even with technology transfer, would inevitably divert money, manpower, and industrial capacity away from India's own 5th generation project. The Indian Air Force had serious concerns. The biggest was stealth. 5th generation fighters survive because they are difficult to detect. Indian officials were reportedly unconvinced that the Su-57 met that level of low observability expected from a true 5th generation aircraft. Questions were also raised about its radar, sensors, avionics, engines, and long-term maintenance costs. India appears to have concluded that importing another stealth fighter today could delay tomorrow, building one tomorrow, So India started looking for a real answer. It's called the AMCA, or the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. The Cabinet Committee on Security cleared its prototype phase in March 2024 with a budget of around 15,000 crore rupees. For the first time in India's fighter jet history, the government has opened the lead roles to private companies. Tata Advanced Systems, Larsen & Toubro, Bharat Forge have all been shortlisted, with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited notably left out of that shortlist. 5 prototypes are planned. The first is expected to roll out around 2027, with a maiden flight targeted for the early 2030s and full production by the mid-2030s. The early Mk1 version will fly on America's GE 414 engine, while a fully indigenous engine is being developed for the Mk2. Alongside AMCA, India is modernizing its existing fleet, roughly 260 Su-30 MKIs, under what's being called the Super Sukhoi upgrade, and expanding its Rafale fleet through a new multi-role fighter aircraft deal that could bring in over 100 more jets. While India's search for its own 5th gen fighter jet continues, the Air Force faces serious challenges if a conflict breaks out now. China already operates large number of J-20 stealth fighters. Some of its advanced stealth fighter jets are parked near India's borders. Pakistan is expected to receive the Chinese J-35 in the upcoming years. Bangladesh too is in talks with Beijing to buy its J-10CE fighter jets Pakistan used against India during Operation Sindoor. And France has not even replied to India's request for another 114 Rafale jets. India's fighter squadron strength remains below its own sanctioned requirement, and delays in engine deliveries for platforms like Tejas have repeatedly slowed fleet expansion. Much of India's most advanced hardware, from jet engines to certain avionics, still depend on foreign suppliers, whether it's America's GE, France's Safran, or Russia's aircraft manufacturers. India saying no to Trump's F-35 offer or Putin's Su-57 deal is not about choosing between America and Russia anymore. It's choosing to wait, upgrade what it has, and build its own. It indicates India's owning a technology instead of renting someone else's jet. The question now is simple: can India's own aerospace industry actually deliver a fifth-generation fighter on time, or will 2035 turn into just another number on a slide that keeps moving? Because conflicts won't wait for anyone to upgrade. And when it breaks out, India's skies will need something that lives up to the challenges thrown at it.
Nuclear weapon.
The old rules are breaking. Alliances are shifting.
Apologize again to the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Wars are redrawing maps. Oil routes can shake economies overnight. One election in America can impact markets in Mumbai.
No tax on tips.
One move by China can alter the balance in Asia. One conflict in West Asia can hit every Indian household. This is no longer a distant story. This is our story. Your story. Because for the first time in decades, India is not watching from the sidelines. India is rising. India is negotiating. India is balancing rivals. India is building military strength. India is shaping trade routes. India is becoming central to the new global order. And yet, most global news is still told through someone else's lens. Washington's lens, Beijing's lens, London's lens. But where is India's lens? Where is the platform that explains the world from our perspective? Welcome to India's Axis, a new destination for geopolitics, strategy and power seen through India's eyes. From Neighborhood Watch to the biggest global stories that matter to you. Why tensions in the Taiwan Strait matter to India. How one move by China can affect India's security. What turmoil in Pakistan means for regional stability. How Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan shape India's neighborhood. Why oil choke points can hit your wallet. How wars abroad can reshape India's security. This is not noise. This is not shouting. This is not recycled headlines. This is sharp, intelligent storytelling. Daily explainers, war room analysis, strategic conversations. Because news is everywhere, but perspective is rare, and in the age of confusion, clarity is power. Axis is for the audience that wants more than headlines. The axis of global power is shifting. India is at the center of that shift. It's time the world was explained accordingly, to understand the world through India's strategic lens. Subscribe now.